Hey everybody, it's September 27th at looks like it's about 11:30 a.m. my time, and it is Tuesday. So just a quick truth bomb here. Social media is both incredible and insanely stupid at the same time. Everyone is overwhelmed with noise. And unless you have an entry or a trajectory into some sort of story and some awareness, and then later a deep dive, you have no context. And so I've seen a couple of comments come up where people are arguing about what I'm saying and what we're doing, and there's a lot of doubt and mistrust and everything else. And one person made the claim that you can't trust somebody that's telling you to trust them. Okay, that's fine. You don't need to trust me if that's who you are, because you seemingly have a notion that you have an understanding of how things work. You don't. And for the rest of you, what I'm telling you is what I've been telling you from day one. We are not the United States of America predicated on liberty and justice for all, built on the integrity of law. We have become an inverse, perverse of everything that you've been taught to believe, and it's all a giant lie. Donald Trump is a giant lie, but he's a mid-level giant lie compared to the universe of lies that it is that I've uncovered. So why do you want to listen to me? Why do you want to actually understand what it is that I'm trying to get through your, unfortunately, the thickness of the information that you're hearing and not hearing, and disassociating, and not being able to really put together. So I'm a documentary filmmaker. I'm a investigative journalist, and I made a television series called The Con at www.thecon.tv. This truth is so huge that the entirety of the system has done everything it can to make sure you do not understand this. And everything that's happening in mainstream media right now is another double down on making sure the power, the grift, the devil in the shadows, the man behind the machine, Oz, anything that you want to think of that's pulling the strings of power, cannot, under any circumstances, have you understand. Especially those of you, the one in probably a million of you, who actually give a shit about liberty and justice for all and the integrity of law. It's this simple. The Department of Justice covered up the largest criminal conspiracy and cover up in history of the world that led to a coup d'etat in 2009 that allowed a criminal financial system in the United States that's basically something we all are supposed to covet and respect, because a lot of the well-dressed seniors that are bald came out of Ivy League schools, and they've got higher level educations, and they're people that we're supposedly supposed to trust. They all betrayed us. The professional class betrayed us because it was easier to save themselves. It's fucking biblical, okay? It's anywhere between Sodom and Gomorrah. It's anywhere between the stories of Exodus and resurrection, whatever the case is. And I've said that throughout all of these truth bombs for a long time. And again, to those of you who want to try to poke holes in my credibility, even though you don't know who I am or what I've done, that's fine. That's what social media and freedom enables us to do. But for the rest of you who know that something doesn't make sense, who knows that something very highly suspicious is going on, and unfortunately so many of you become prey to the villainous predation of lies and deception so that you don't understand how this system works. And so going back to the ultimate eureka, the ultimate revelation is that, yes, the entire system of our financial system set millions and millions of Americans up that used our courts to illegally, and they knew this, illegally foreclose and destroy millions upon millions of American families, so that the people in the financial system that have absolute control, that in previous generations we'd call the divine rights of kings, were able to play the ultimate, the greatest trick the devil ever played was to convince the world he didn't exist. The reason being is because the mainstream, those who we depend on to get this information right, those that are professionals in the system, whether they're the Department of Justice or everybody else, from the FBI and so forth, covered up. But I got the answers, and I put them out in the con at www.thecon.tv. Millions of people got destroyed illegally by a system that walked with trillions illegally. Federal Reserve Act 13.3 was used illegally. That's what I proved to the world, and the New York Times isn't going to let you know this. Elizabeth Warren's not going to let you know this. Donald Trump doesn't know this. Donald Trump is a player in this, albeit a mid-level player, and it goes on and on and on. We've got the answers the world is looking for, and we're marching on the Federal Reserve on 11/1/22 to wake this country up, because the only thing that has value in this world is the ocean of lies. I've got the truth. I don't walk on water. I wasn't sent here to part the Red Sea. I'm a guy that just is tenacious and went and found the truth. It's not rocket science. It's racketeering. Onwards and upwards.